know the politics within my party at this particular moment in time. I have many faults. Misunderstanding politics is not one of them.
All right, Senator Mitch McConnell says he is walking away from his job as Senate Minority Leader. To be fair, very, very few people walking away in politics, well, they wait until they're forced out. They don't walk out voluntarily. So credit where credit is due. But he's right, the politics are changing. And Trump said last week he doesn't even want to work with McConnell.
I don't know that I can work with him. He gave away trillions of dollars that he didn't have to, trillions of dollars. He made it very easy for the Democrats. When I wanted to build a wall.
Graciousness in the facts has never been something that has troubled Donald Trump very much. Here with Senator Pete Ricketts of Nebraska. Good to see you, sir. Drudge Report today, as you can say eulogized, but memorialized Mitch McConnell's as, quote, the last bulwark against MAGA. Is MAGA now fully in control of the Republicans in the Senate?
Well, I would say that what we're looking for is policies and getting things done. And that's what Mitch McConnell did. You can disagree with some of the things he did, which I don't agree with everything that Mitch did. But if you look at what he did for the Supreme Court and get constitutionalists on that, I mean, he got Gorsuch on there, not Garland, back in 2016. I mean, we've seen...
No, his legacy is the Supreme Court, right?
Absolutely. That, well, and all the justices he got on the federal bench. Historic tax relief, working with President Trump, I mean, that was a big deal too, right? So he's done a lot that he can be proud of. And one of the other things that Mitch told me early on is, hey, some of our job is to stop the bad stuff the Democrats are doing. And let me tell you, in my year, I have seen a lot of bad stuff coming out of the Democrats. So we need to make sure that we retake the House and the Senate this year, get the White House, so we can stop a lot of this bad policy that's coming out.
I'll count you then as a fan of Mitch McConnell. But still, he made the point that I think he admitted it, right? That he's out of touch with a big part of the Republican Party. And if he's stepping down, doesn't that say that that part of the Republican Party, the MAGA part of the Republican Party, controls it now? Well,
I wouldn't say that that's necessarily true. We have to win elections, we have to have a broad tent. So we need everybody on board to be able to win elections. And I think what you see in my caucus is that we want to get results. And I think that at age 82, remember, this is when Nancy Pelosi stepped down as well, right? Mitch recognized it's time for a new generation of leadership, and I think it is time for a new generation of leadership. I'm helping bring down the average age in the Senate. A lot of my freshman Republican colleagues are doing that as well.
Fair enough.
So it is time that we,
All right, I'm glad you brought up the age issue. Joe Biden, 81 years old. He had his physical today. We'll see if we get any more information on that. President Trump, former President Trump, is 77. He'll be 82 by the time he gets done with office. Chris Steyerwalt, colleague, soon to host the new show, The Hill, on Sunday. That's coming up this Sunday to launch. Could President Joe Biden find the faith in American humility to step aside during an election year, as Johnson did? What if Donald Trump, before his second impeachment, had resigned, saying Trump should have done what Nixon did? Mitch McConnell's 82, saying, thanks, I'm going to see my way out. I think you probably would agree Joe Biden is too old to be president of the United States as well. Is Donald Trump also too old?
Well, let's start with Joe Biden, first of all. I thought that guy was unfit to be president 3 years ago when I voted against him. So
I wasn't concerned about your feeling as Joe Biden.
Joe Biden's age is just the end of his problems. He has a lot of problems before him.
Fair enough.
And I think it gets back to, again, do you have the competency to do a job? Joe Biden never had the competency, right? He'd never run anything before. He was wrong on every major foreign policy issue. You know, Bob Gates, former defense secretary, versus Donald Trump, who has run things before. In fact, that includes the United States, where he delivered historic tax relief. I mean, think about it. If you ask people today, are you better off today than you were 3 years ago? Most people are going to say no, because they're paying $11,400 more for the same stuff they had under President Trump. So it's about the quality of the policies the person is going to go forward, and we actually know.
So you don't think Donald Trump's too old?
Not at all. I think Donald Trump is somebody who's demonstrated that he can actually get results. He's done that for our economy. Remember, if you saw all the great things with regard to record employment for African Americans, for Asian Americans, for Latinos, if you saw, we saw the income inequality shrink during his administration, the record number of Americans being employed. He's got a track record that actually demonstrates success, whereas we've got a president now who's got a track record of failure. Everything he does falls apart, whether it's Afghanistan, the southern border. Biden has demonstrated that regardless of how old he is, he keeps failing.
All right, so that's an endorsement for Donald Trump for president.
Well, as you know, I've said I'm going to support whoever the nominee is.
Okay.
So we still got an active race going on right now.
So you think Nikki? So you're not going to support anybody until what? They get 1,250 delegates?
Till we actually have an official nominee. That's the person I'm going to get on board with.
All right.
All right.
Senator, it's good to see you. Thank you as always.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.